Hello people, I am Sky Demolisher and welcome back for another From the Collection Fridays, a series where I take things from my collection and show it to you, my viewers. And this week it is my Neon Genesis Evangelion 3.0 You Cannot Redo Rei statue. Now I believe the box actually has something like name designation Rei. I'm not going to explain why that is. My recommendation is that you go and watch the rebuild of Evangelion series of films. I believe the fourth one is just sort of starting its production now, and I think it's about 10 or 20 minutes worth of footage has come out. Of course, in Japanese, it's not in English, but I think that it's a brilliant film series to get into, and from what I understand, it is actually a continuation of the anime series and not like its own standalone thing. But you're not here for that, you're here for Rei. So if I zoom in here, and hopefully it keeps in the detail department and doesn't unfocus too badly, you can see that Rei has red eyes. She does actually have a nose. I think the light might kind of erase part of that. If I zoom out just a little bit more, there we go. You can see she's got the details up in her hair for those I don't know, brainwave hair clips. I don't know if that's what you call them, but I suppose technically that's what they are. You can also see that there's colouring around her collar and down the bodysuit. It's not a solid black. I'll pan down in a moment and you can actually see that there are extra details that are hidden within the black. I think if you are a cosplayer, this is probably a brilliant thing to have. Because it actually gives you a fairly good amount of detail for the actual bodysuit that you might miss in the film or trying to use animated stills. So just below her collar there is a 09 for the bodysuit, and then of course like you can see that the colouring here is sort of red, black, green and a little bit of grey. So if I pan down, see how there's like lining down the thigh, and that's also around the feet. You can see there's little red lines. You see a little bit of detail there for the scythe. I'll zoom out a bit. Now the scythe came in, I think it was two parts, so it's like the long pole and you just need to put that pointed end on. Now that pointed end is actually quite sharp, so be careful with that. And the head of the scythe down here, I believe I've got the joint there, right here. That is where it splits. Now the figure itself, or statue, it does have a bit of looseness from that scythe. So the scythe might drop out. Now, some people might recommend using something like super glue to fix this issue. I'm not sure I would recommend that, because super glue tends to burn or melt things to make that bonding process work. So if you were to put super glue on this, there's no guarantee it's not going to permanently damage it in such a way that you're actually melting through either the entire scythe or into the statue itself. So I would recommend that you might want to use something a bit lighter, you know, like a blue tack or something, just to get that bond. Now the pointed end, that seems to stay in place fine. It's this big scythe head at the bottom that sort of falls out, and where it joins at the hand, now there's a little nub in the hand there that actually, you know, slots into. So sort of like in the palm there's a small slot here, and that's where you slot your scythe into. So now I've got some of the back details for you. You can see how the plug suit works. There's another, that 9 is in the back of the plug suit, and you can see the detailing down the legs. Also extends through the back and through the heels, which is why I say it's actually probably a pretty damn good figure for a cosplayer, because you'll actually be able to see some of those details in such a way. Now if I pan right down and I zoom in a bit, I'm pretty sure that's a Nerve logo that she's on. So kind of like the one in the Asuka figure that I did the other week. Same manufacturer or manufacturer, but I believe different years of production. So this might not be the highest end figure for collectors, but I actually think it's a really good figure for your collection. Now, having it in a white background there actually sort of helps it stand out. But I think that what might actually work best for a figure like this is perhaps using a black cube or something, like darken out the cube and then add some lighting, and that will really help the figure just sort of pop out. Now I don't have that kind of shelving at the moment, but I'm hoping to have it in the future. So if I do get around to getting it done properly and lit up, I will show you on Instagram and probably on my Facebook art page what it looks like. But that's all for this one. I hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.